It's only 2 weeks before Christmas. If you haven't yet bought a gift, drawn the sorrel, or soaked the fruits, time is running out. Coming up in today's show, we give you some ideas on how you can reach out to the less fortunate this Christmas. How much should you drink over the festive season? And we go out the road to hear what you like most about Christmas. All this and more after the news. I'm Theodore Henry.
Driving in holiday traffic or really any other time of the year demands your constant attention and vigilance to make sure you get from point A to B safely. It's far easier to do that if you follow a few simple rules. Stay alert. Do not be distracted by your cell phone, any other gadget or passenger while driving. When traveling at night, park in a well-lit area and always keep your car doors locked, even when at a stoplight. Make sure you have enough fuel in case there's an emergency and you need to divert from your usual route. In the event that you feel threatened while driving, stay calm and do not react aggressively. Instead, drive to a busy, safe place or the nearest police station. Follow these few tips and navigate the busy streets safely this holiday season and indeed at all times.
Good day, I'm Lorraine Mendez and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, December 13. The Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries has started investigations to determine distribution sources of fake rice reportedly being sold in the local market. The move was announced at an emergency press conference Monday. The Bureau of Standards is currently running tests on samples of rice being sold in community shops and supermarkets. They originate from the 8 countries that export rice to Jamaica.
For the testing, our chemistry lab will do a burn test, infrared scan test, and a moisture content test. The infrared scan test is supposed to detect if there is anything in the rice that is not authentic, that should not be there. The turnaround time for the testing could be approximately 72 hours.
The CEO of the BSJ's National Compliance Regulatory Authority says the fake rice is hard to detect due to its similarity to real rice. As a result, only through cooking will consumers realize the difference. The Jamaica Customs Agency has placed a temporary cease on the clearance of rice at all ports of entry. Meanwhile, the Consumer Affairs Commission, CAC, is advising consumers to be extremely vigilant when purchasing rice this festive season. At Monday's press conference, the Commission's CEO, Dulcie Allen, said consumers should ensure that they buy rice from a reputable organization and retain their receipts as proof of purchase.
And report it to the Consumer Affairs Commission so we can know exactly where the items are coming from, so we can advise regulatory bodies to carry out tests on those locations.
In other news, government has made good on its promise to reduce interest rates on funds it off-lends to financial institutions. The aim is to facilitate development of the micro, small and medium-sized enterprise MSME sector. The money is made available through the Development Bank of Jamaica DBJ under a special loan fund that's sponsored by the World Bank. Finance Minister Audley Shaw says his ministry is on-lending the funds to the DBJ at 2% interest rate. The DBJ in turn on-lends the funds to financial institutions at 1% interest rate.
We are encouraging the approved lending institutions to put no more than 3% on it. What is that? 6%. That will be 6% money for that fund, which at present is over $1 billion.
The minister is also urging financial institutions to move progressively to lower interest rates in the microfinance sector to facilitate small business development.
Now that we have granted 2 new licenses for the commercial banking sector, it is hoped that the overall profile of interest rates will continue to trend down while we increase loans to the productive sector so that that can fuel the economic activity, the job creation, the productivity, the foreign exchange earnings, and the wealth that we all seek to achieve.
Minister Shaw was addressing the JN Small Business Loans Limited luncheon recently. Meanwhile, Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda is calling on financial institutions to increase their lending to the agricultural sector. Minister Samuda was also addressing the JN Small Business Loans Limited luncheon. Pointing out that agriculture contributes over 30% to the island's GDP, he says the sector is the best vehicle to deliver growth and earn foreign exchange. As such, the minister wants players in the industry to access loans at no more than 4% interest rate.
We feel confident that if emphasis is placed on the union that must be forged between agriculture, industry, and the distributive trade, coupled with a working relationship with the banking community, I think we would have achieved a great thing. And it will lay a foundation, a solid base on which to build a vibrant economy.
And finally, high school students are the targets of a new healthy lifestyle initiative being spearheaded by the Ministries of Health and Education. The Healthy Youth Positive Energy Hype Tour kicked off last Friday at Central High School in Maypen, Clarendon.
Lifestyle diseases are what is affecting most of us now. As a matter of fact, over 60% of our population dies because of these diseases, and it has to do with the practices, the behaviors that we have: unhealthy eating, physical inactivity, smoking, and the harmful use of alcohol. So if we can really get our school children, as young as they are, to start practicing the healthy lifestyle behaviors, we can start changing that kind of statistics.
And Otta Bay High School is the next stop on the Hype School Tour. Schools in Montego Bay and Kingston are also included in the tour stops. As part of the Hype initiative, children are exposed to information on nutrition, physical activity, environmental health, mental health, substance abuse and violence, as well as injury prevention. And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Lorraine Mendez. Thank you for watching.
We all know that Christmas is a time for sharing and caring. But how much do we really go out of our circle of friends and family members to show we care? Coming up, some ideas on how you can reach out to those who may not have a family or even a home this Christmas.
This might be your Christmas experience, spending time with family and friends, uninhibited merriment combined with delectable food and drink. But there is a flip side to the Christmas reality, where uncertainty, despair, and hunger is constant. This reality is faced by some of the most vulnerable people in our society, the homeless and the indigent. There are instances too where wards of the state are overwhelmed by the lack of or limited family support. But there is a ray of hope, simply because one of the many gifts of the Christmas season is the ability to give. There are many organizations that have made philanthropy their cornerstone, among them the Salvation Army, I Fed One, and the Child Development Agency. And they are inviting you to join them in extending this gift during the Christmas season. The ringing of the bell is their calling card, and the red kettle their signpost. Travel to any supermarket or shopping area during the month of December, and you will see the sharply dressed officers of the Salvation Army soliciting your assistance in the form of money, which in turn will be used to alleviate another's burden.
The Salvation Army continues to be what we call a caring organization who have a holistic approach to Christianity, serving both spirit, soul, and body of an individual.
During the Christmas season, their thrust to cater to the needy is driven through small community projects.
The main thing is providing food hampers for the less fortunate in our communities, and also to help with treats and so on for children in various communities.
And the monetary donations received through their Red Kettle Drive.
The funds received goes towards our Christmas effort and also to help us during the year, particularly at this time to purchase food hampers and also provide toys and other we call it health care for persons in various institutions around Jamaica.
I Fed One is an organization driven by volunteers who are committed to providing more than food. They are driven by the desire to have the overall needs of others fulfilled.
The idea is that it is more blessed to give than to receive. So whereas we know that there are persons out there who need the help, we're saying there are persons out there who also want to help. So we actually give them an opportunity to help in that way.
We identify target groups, we create projects to suit those needs, those specific needs, and we solicit support from the general public.
The flagship project organized by I Fed One is their Christmas feeding program, where volunteers take to the streets of the Kingston metropolitan area and Spanish Town on Christmas Day to share with the homeless and indigent a little bit of Christmas feast. Since 2008, the program has catered to over 4,000 individuals with over 100 participating volunteers.
Just out there, just helping someone to have a meal, it's a wonderful feeling.
Although it was Christmas Day, we traditionally spend it with our families. It was just a few hours out of the morning that we sacrificed to share with others who, didn't have what we had at home, and to get to appreciate what their needs are. And we learned as well, more to appreciate what we have.
It's very important that we see a need, and that we not only see the need, but we act upon that need that is there. We cannot live for ourselves.
Our children are especially emotionally vulnerable at this time of the year. They have high expectations. Generally, they dwell on thoughts of eating all sorts of delicious food and, of course, getting presents. No one enjoys getting gifts as much as they do. The Child Development Agency, CDA, as the managing body for all government-operated children's homes, ensures that the children who are placed in the care of the government share in the joyous atmosphere of Christmas through an annual Christmas treat. For the children, it is a time for them to reconnect with family, as siblings are often housed in separate homes, and for them to create extended families with new friends.
Christmas is a time of giving and sharing, and children in the homes are looking forward to Christmas as well. And we try to provide that atmosphere where they can feel nurtured and loved, and create that atmosphere similar to any other home for the children that we have.
The CDA partners with a number of private and public entities to ensure that a complete Christmas package can be provided for the children.
During the season, we have a lot of corporate entities that do come in and provide some form of entertainment and treat for the children in care. But the CDA itself, the management and staff at the facilities, also plan functions and occasions for the children. We are partnering with Miss Jamaica Festival Queen 2014 to provide a shoebox with gifts to be presented to the children in select homes over the holidays.
The Salvation Army, I Fed One, and the Child Development Agency are on the front line, offering comfort to those who are not able to do so for themselves. Why not join them? You will be providing someone with a greater sense of self-worth. How can you get involved? You can donate toiletries, as simple as that. And if you want to add a touch of color, create individual care packages complete with books, bags, tin food, and so on. At times, the simple items we take for granted is greatly appreciated by those who are less fortunate.
Let this Christmas be a Christmas where you say, okay, how much can I give? How much can I impact? Rather than how much can I receive.
We realize that these are difficult times, but only as we give that you can look forward to receive even greater rewards.
Consider a child in care for Christmas. You could get a gift for them. Pay a visit to our children in our children's homes right across Jamaica, both government and privately owned homes. Give a little cheer to a child this Christmas.
Remember, practice this 9-letter word this Christmas. VOLUNTEER. Volunteer. Contact the organizations using the information on your screen and join the frontline movement. You will never know how your support can open doors in the lives that can be changed until you start giving.
I love the fact that we can give back, you know, to the needy. You know, I love that so much because there are so many persons out there that really need that help and that love, that extra, you know.
Well, I like the excitement, the happiness, and the sharing and the caring from neighbors and friends and families. And the beauty about it that we know as Christians what's the reason for the season, who is Jesus Christ.
How I feel about Christmas is really that the season for Christmas is about Christ. But some of us don't know, while some know, but they don't matter. They're just about enjoyment. And that's, for me, I don't celebrate Christmas. But I know that the birth of Jesus is to be celebrated.
For me, Christmas is the time that you share with family. So it's the giving and the sharing and the whole worshiping, remembering Christ and all of that.
The hustle bustle of Christmas, the celebrations, the sorrel and cake and others. Yeah. The weather, the environment, you know, it's always looking different. The breeze. You know, it's always looking different, as if Christmas is a special time of the year.
I like Christmas because it's a time of glory. It's a time where you celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. And of course, a lot of good stuff, and all around you set it up pretty and all of that.
Well, I think Christmas is a time for sharing and caring. I think Christmas can calm down the war and the rage that is going on right now.
Just family getting together, they get the ambience of family just coming together and enjoying each other's company. It's a good feeling for Christmas.
Holidays are here for us to enjoy ourselves, and the best thing to do is just try to relax, enjoy yourself. You know, don't really overdo it, within moderation, and try to be as safe as possible. Take care of yourself and take care of the other persons next to you.
At this time of year, there are more parties and more opportunities for drinking. Coming up, we take a look at how much or how little you should drink.
Many of us have already stocked up on our favorite drinks, while others are just about to do so. For some of us, Christmas wouldn't be merry without a variety of alcoholic drinks within easy reach, and New Year's wouldn't be special without wine and champagne. But do we really understand the health implications when we consume excessive amounts of alcohol? Doctors say overuse or abuse of alcohol can cause or worsen many medical problems and destroy families and lives. It is a fact that long-term heavy drinking could damage your liver, nervous system, heart and brain, cause high blood pressure, stomach problems, sexual problems and cancer, and lead to violence, accidents, social isolation and difficulties at home and work.
According to medical experts, you have an alcohol problem if your use of alcohol interferes with your health or daily living, or if you are physically or emotionally dependent on alcohol to get you through the day. There are differences between alcohol abuse and alcohol dependence, but it is important to note that alcohol abuse can lead to dependence, that is, a physical and emotional addiction to alcohol. With dependence, you feel compelled to drink and it dominates your life. You may plan your activities around alcohol and drink secretly or hide the amount of alcohol you drink. Over time, it will take larger amounts of alcohol before you feel its effects. Once alcohol dependency develops, you may not be able to quit drinking on your own. The symptoms of alcohol abuse include personality changes, blackouts, shakiness, delusion or confusion, drinking more and more for the same problem, and drinking alone or drinking early in the morning. Statistics from the Ministries of Health and Transport and Works show that the majority of fatal accidents during the holiday season are due to alcohol abuse by motorists. In fact, many productive lives have been lost on our roadways due to drunk driving. This also puts the health sector under severe pressure. So, if you don't drink, it's better not to start. If you do, please treat it as a delicacy. Don't use alcohol as a beverage or mood-altering substance. You can safely toast the holidays with a little of your favorite drinks. But remember, never drink and drive. It is a fact that many people across the world today will not see next year because of accidents or illnesses related to the abuse of alcohol. Don't be a statistic. Reduce or abstain from the excessive consumption of alcohol.
Be honest. How many times have you gone shopping and left the store without that little piece of paper, your receipt? Let's take a look at the importance of getting a receipt for the items you buy.
Serve. Be a pound of flour and a tin of mackerel there. How much that?
120.
120. Respect.
Yeah, man. Yo, my general, see you left a receipt.
John knows them thing there?
Yeah, man.
So, for this. Respect.
The law is clear. Without a receipt, there is no proof of purchase. It doesn't matter the situation or the type of item purchased. A receipt guarantees compensation in the event something goes wrong with your purchase. The Consumer Protection Act, the CPA, speaks specifically to this, the use of receipts during transactions being a duty of the vendor and the consumer. Section 20 of the Act stipulates that the receipt is your legal proof of purchase to be used in arranging a refund where needed.
Shop around, check the products thoroughly before you pay over. Ensure after you've paid that you receive a receipt.
Yes, comparative shopping cannot be overemphasized, especially in tight economic times. Customers have to ensure the quality of the product before hard-earned money is handed over. Otherwise, in some cases, you might as well be flushing those dollars down the drain. And if there is a defect, the justice system or the Consumer Affairs Commission may not be able to help you get assistance of any sort if you do not have a receipt.
We admonish consumers to ensure at all times that you have a footing to stand on if something goes wrong. And that is why we encourage you to get a receipt once you have done any business.
But within the Jamaican shopping context, with street-side deals, corner shops, and other instances of informal selling, the use of a receipt is often abandoned. In those cases, the CAC warns the consumer is pretty much not covered, legally speaking, that is. But there are ways to resolve this.
In cases where a receipt is not available, take your receipt book with you and have the vendor sign the receipt book as a way to protect yourself.
Would you like a receipt?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Wrong move, says the authorities. According to CAC surveys, motorists often opt not to accept or request a receipt because the process is time-consuming. But motorists are implored to request receipts for petrol purchases to facilitate easy resolution if a discrepancy occurs, such as being overcharged.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Total.
Good afternoon. May I get 2090? And may I have a receipt, please?
2019 and a receipt? Sure, no problem.
Here are the legal guidelines that constitute a valid receipt.
And that receipt should bear the name of the provider, the date on which the transaction took place, what was purchased or what service was used, the cost, and the cost attached.
The receipt could also show the vendor's contact information and description of the product, that is, the goods or services being sold. The price can either be written out or printed in numerals. Both are sometimes used in order to avoid ambiguity. And vendors, to protect your business in the event a dispute arises, keep a copy of all receipts and sign receipts if they do not bear the logo of your organization. The receipt can be valid for up to 6 years. So, to get justice in the event of a transaction gone wrong, the next time you pay for goods or services, collect your receipt.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant.
So, this is how we close the pages of Jamaica Magazine for today. Remember, you can keep up to date with the latest government info. Join us online at jis.gov.jm or watch our programs on our YouTube channel. And be sure to check out our social media platforms. You may also catch a new edition of Jamaica Magazine tomorrow on this very station. Until then, I'm Theodore Henry. Take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.